All right, 9-4. We don't do all of 9-4, so it's going to look like we skipped a bunch. We did. We're just focusing on glide reflections for today. So first thing you need to note is that a glide reflection is a slide followed by a flip. Okay, a glide or a slide, okay, a translation, we would say, followed by a reflection. So you're going to slide first, and you're going to reflect second, and that's probably the biggest thing you need to remember today, is it's really easy to flip around the order. The slide happens first, the flip happens second. The way the rule is written is backwards of that. So it looks like you reflect first and you slide second. You will not get the right answer if you do that. So just make sure that you do them in the right order. Example 1 here, it says graph triangle RST. So we have RS and T. We're going to plot those points in just a minute. But here's what I want you to see. This is the rule for a glide reflection. Okay, this little dot in the middle, if you can remember that that's the word after, that's super helpful, because this is saying do a reflection over the line y equals 0 after you've done a translation of 8-0. Okay, so this is what you're going to do first, and this is what you're going to do second. So either think of it that way or just think we're doing it in reverse order, if that's helpful. All right, so let's plot these. R is at -5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's point R. S is at -2, 3. And T is at -3, 1. So this is the triangle we are starting with, and we are going to do a glide reflection, okay? What do we do first? The translation, right? Yeah. Where are we going to go for our translation? You want to give me that one?
To the right 8.
Right. So 8-0 is where we're going to translate, which means we're going to the right 8, but not up or down at all. So from R, and I always do different colors on all of these because I want to know what your final answer is. You don't have to do different colors, but you need to make it clear what your final triangle is, okay? So if my translation is 8-0, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, don't call this S prime, because S prime is your final answer. Just call it S. We just moved our S over, okay? This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be R. And then T, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be T. You can draw this triangle in. I don't even need to see the triangle. If you don't want to make the triangle, that's fine. What I do need to see is your final version of this, and that is this part of it. We're doing a reflection over the line y equals 0. What line is y equals 0?
The x-axis.
It's the x-axis, okay? Be really careful with that. I have people do that wrong a lot. Just think about, where is y always 0? This is 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0, 6, 0, 7, 0. My x value changes, my y value is always 0 on that line. So you're going to reflect over this line, okay? We're reflecting the green figure. So we had to slide it first. Now we're going to flip it over. Don't flip the orange one. The orange one's not even there anymore. We moved it, okay? So if we flip this, this is 1 above. We're going to go 1 below. So my new T prime is going to be right there. S right now is 1, 2, 3 above the line. Remember, we want to be perpendicular. So we're going to go 3 below. 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be my S prime. And then R is 1, 2, 3, 4 above the line. So go 1, 2, 3, 4 below the line. And that's R prime. So your final figure, your image, is this triangle. And you may highlight the triangle. You don't have to highlight the triangle. What you do need to do is tell me T prime, S prime, and R prime. I need to know that this is the end. Okay, that's your image for this pre-image. All right. Any questions on that? Okay, then you're going to try this one. So plot these points. Do this transformation. What does this word mean? Not word. This symbol means after, right? So make sure you're doing translation and then reflection. Plot our points here. We start with 3, -2. So this is A. B is 5, -1. And C is 4, -5. Okay, so this should be your starting triangle. What do you do first? Where do you go? What?
You try first.
You do the translation. Where are we moving for that? What is this doing?
2 to the left.
2 left, 4 up. Okay, so the -2 means 2 left. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be A. B is 2 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So there's B. And then 2 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4 up. That would be C. So the translation gets us here. Yeah, Chris. What? What'd you say?
Finished, so I just want to know if I was right.
It'll be after we flip here, you'll see the right answer. Okay, so then we did the translation, right? We did this. Now we need to reflect over the line x equals 2. And this is where I see a lot of mistakes made. What is the line x equals -2?
Very vertical.
It's vertical at -2. So this right here has an x value of -2 no matter which point you pick. Okay, so that's x equals -2, which means when we reflect over that, if you look here, 1, 2, A is 3 to the right of that line. We want to go perpendicular, so you're going to go 3 to the left of the vertical line. So this is going to be your A prime. B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your B prime. And then C is 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left is your C prime. So your image should be that triangle. Okay. Again, you either must, well, you should definitely make it A prime, B prime, C prime. If you want to shade it in just for like a, hey, hello, here's my final answer, that's great too. But make sure you label it with the primes. Okay, that's what tells me for sure this is my end result. Okay, so glide reflection, the name of it is the order, glide and then reflect. The way they write the rule, this up here, is backwards. Do the translation, then the reflection, okay? Okay, last thing. We have talked about 4 transformations. We did translation, reflection, rotation, glide reflection. 2 of them have the same orientation, 2 of them have opposite orientation. Can you tell me which ones have which? What is opposite orientation? It's reflected. If there is a reflection, it's opposite, right? Because you're naming your letters in the opposite order. So one goes clockwise, then the other one goes counterclockwise, okay? So anything that has a reflection in it is opposite orientation. So reflection or glide reflection. Okay, so what has same orientation then? Translation and rotation. Okay, so think about it with this. If I give you the letter R, okay, and I take that letter R and I go like this with it. Look at its orientation, okay? If I'm starting at the top, I have to go, maybe that's not a great way to go. That's probably not super clear. I gotta work my way this way Yeah, that's not super clear. What's something that would be a better, more distinct something? Okay, well, I'll give you another one. What would this be? What transformation? It's a rotation, right? If I had a point here, I could rotate this around and it would become that upside down R. Basically, if you can flip your paper, so you can't see me doing this, but if you can flip it around and see it the exact same way, it's still an R, then you know you have it right, right? If I had this and then I had this, if I flip my paper around, that's not an R anymore. It's a backwards R, okay? So maybe use that as your tool to help you figure out, is this facing the right way? What would be an easy, well, I'll show you what I did earlier today, but I cannot draw, so don't judge me. If I do, see, now I don't even remember where I went with this. Nope. A lightning bolt, and then my lightning bolt goes like this. Oh, this is horrible. Pretend they look the same. Would that be a opposite orientation or same orientation? Opposite, right. Because if I'm going to say this point corresponds to this point, and this point corresponds to this point, when I'm naming them, this is going AB, that's clockwise. This is going A prime, B prime, that's counterclockwise, okay? So that's opposite orientation. So just look for that. If I'm asking you what transformation is happening, if it's opposite orientation, it has to have a reflection in it, okay? Any questions on that? All right.